Hey guys, it's your man Big Dog here, and if you'd be so inclined, please like the video if you like the video, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get my subscriber count up, so if you could just do me a favor and...
Let's up those numbers!
Ooh, what's going on everybody? It is your man Big Dog here. Welcome to episode 225 of the Dog House. Oh boy, we made it to 225 episodes already, man. How time flies. Isn't it crazy? But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for being here, as always. If you're liking the content, of course, give it a like, subscribe, all that BS. I'm not going to get into too much detail with that. But let's roll into some topics. Now, unfortunately, the first few topics are going to be a little bit heavy on the heart because I do unfortunately have to talk about recent celebrities that have unfortunately passed away. And some of those don't you... Okay, thank God. I'm getting real sick of my Liam Lee fans constantly doing that. It's so annoying. But anyway, that's not important. Let's talk about... First and foremost, we got to talk about Ozzy Osbourne passing away at the age of 76. No details surrounding cause of death were immediately available. The news comes just weeks after Osbourne performed with Black Sabbath in his hometown of Birmingham, England, where he reunited with bandmates including bassist Geezer Butler, drummer Bill Ward, and guitarist Tony Iommi. I hope I'm saying those names right. If I didn't, I sincerely apologize. The show was a concert event called Back to the Beginning and marked Black Sabbath's first performance in 2 decades. It was billed as Osbourne's final bow according to Black Sabbath's original website. Damn, man. To think that this man passed away right after he performed his last concert. Oof. That's got to be sad. And to all my Black Sabbath friends out there that are big fans of this band, my heart goes out to you. And to his wife and to anybody he survived by, my heart goes out to you, of course. Now, we've got another person that we got to talk about, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Hulk Hogan. Hey, zoom in a little bit. There we go. Hulk Hogan has passed away. Alright, 2-time WWE Hall of Famer and former world champion Hulk Hogan, whose real name was Terry Gene Bollea. Again, if I butchered that, I do apologize. Died Thursday at the age of 71, according to his family. The family statement followed confirmation of Hogan's death by police in Clearwater, Florida, and World Wrestling Entertainment. Fire department responded to a call for cardiac arrest. So he basically had a heart attack. That's crazy. But yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna say I hate it. I didn't like Hulk Hogan, but I wasn't the biggest fan of his. Granted, I wasn't that big a fan of the WWE. Not to say it's terrible, it's just didn't pique my interest, which it happens. So, but again, this is sad for him and his family, so my heart goes out to them, obviously. And last, but certainly not least, sorry, give me 1 second. We've got one Malcolm Jamal Warner. Now, for those of you who don't know, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Now, I didn't know this, honestly, and I found out not too long ago but he was actually on the Cosby Show. He played Theodore Huxtable. So yeah, and he died at the age of. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me do the math. Damn, he died at 54? Oh, accidental drowning. That's no fun. Damn. So he's the youngest of the three that passed away. That's crazy. These are some pictures from the Cosby Show. Oh, man. So, yeah. I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I felt like it was only right to mention this stuff. And, yeah, so without further ado, before we go any further, I would like to have a quick moment of silence for the individuals that I've mentioned. So, without further ado, please join me in this moment of silence. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate that. Rest in peace to those who have lost their lives. Now, another quick thing I gotta get into. Apparently, there's some news with Asmongold, and particularly not Asmongold himself, but apparently something with his father. I saw this on Twitter, and I figured I'd briefly mention it, so here we go.
I'm not a fucking doctor, okay? I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. But basically, I guess I'll just come out and say it, right? I'm just going to say it straight up, flat out. They think they can do a chemo and like a degree of surgery, remove it, but my dad's got pancreatic fucking cancer. That's it. That's what fucking happened. And we found out about that maybe, no, you know what? Yesterday. So, yep, that's right. Oh, fuck, that's right. And so he goes, and like, so they do the surgery, and they don't even know like what it was or anything like that. Sad. Yeah, he's 78, right? And we're gonna try to fight through it. We're maintaining optimism. There's a degree of, you know, like there's a plan of action. We're gonna move forward. I mean, he survived 6 fucking pneumonias, a million other fucking things. And
6 pneumonias?
our best, right? But that's where we're at. So that's not
Oh, man. Okay. I want to make something abundantly clear. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Let me make one thing clear. I am fairly indifferent when it comes to Asmongold. I don't love him. I don't hate him. Now, when I heard this, I thought to myself, oh shit. That was basically what I heard. I said to myself, listen, cancer's no joke. I've known people that have not only contracted cancer, but have had family members contract cancer. In any type of form. Dealing with something like that is never a good thing. And it's not something that, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of heartbreaking to hear that about his dad. So, realistically, I'm going to say this. Asmongold, you're probably not watching this stream. If you aren't, why not, man? Come on. But anyway, in all seriousness, I wish his father a speedy recovery. I hope he gets through this. I genuinely do. And I know what's gonna happen, apparently, because they did the same thing when his mother passed. I have a feeling that if people are gonna blame him for this, somehow they're gonna blame him for this and be like, oh, it's your fault he has cancer somehow. And honestly,
Nope.
if you do that, go fuck yourself. Like, what did his dad do to you? You don't have to like Asmongold or his politics. That's fine. But leave his father alone. He didn't do shit to you. But what do I know? Anyway, let's move on to something that I'm going to be honest with you, something that I wasn't entirely sure I wanted to cover. But it is something that I saw, and it kind of made me a little upset. Well, not that upset, but it was like, oh man. But anyway, to give you a quick rundown, apparently there's this group out there called, I forgot what their name is. Oh, Collective Shout is their name. And apparently they've been going around bullying payment processors to put pressure on Steam to remove certain games. And a lot of those games deal with either grape or, in some cases, extreme harm to women, which, okay, I can kind of get where they're going with. But my issue with this is it's treading on the light, it's treading on censorship. Now, Moist Critical made a video about it. I can't promise we're going to watch the entire video, but we're going to watch as much of it as possible. And we're going to see what he has to say about it. And I'll throw my own 2 cents in it as well.
There is huge censorship going on in gaming right now. I'm sure a lot of you saw Steam a few days back announced that hundreds of games have been pulled from their catalog because of the efforts of a group known as Collective Shout. Collective Shout is an organization that has been forcing payment processors to bully platforms into removing games they deem unfit for sale due to the themes around them. And for Steam's case, they targeted hundreds of adult games that featured like rape and incest.
Okay, so that was the other one. So it was grape and incest. Now, again, and I think Charlie's going to get into this during the video, but personally, I can see why this company would do that, and I can kind of understand why Steam kind of was like, you know what, screw it, let's just give the people what they want. I kind of understand why Steam did it, but at the same time, this isn't a great precedent for companies to be bullying other companies for this. I don't like that.
A lot of people were pumping their fists like, yeah, that's good. How could you possibly be mad at that? Less degeneracy and disgusting shit on the platform. This is a big W across the board. It's not censorship if it's things I don't like being taken down.
Yeah, there's where the problem comes in. It's not excuse me, I'm sorry. It's not censorship until it's something that you want, it's something that you like. And then when that happens, it's, oh no. But, again, what the hell do I know anyway?
Obviously, like every weapon out there, this is only going to be used for good. Clearly, they're only going to use this power to take down very bad, gross things.
Yeah, let's be real. In theory, he's not wrong. Yes, it can be used for good. In theory, in a perfect world, yes, this would be used for good. But again, we're talking about people who, I hate to say this, people that like to put their own politics into situations that they really shouldn't be. Granted, in this case, it somewhat makes sense. Again, like I said, games that promote EPAR and why am I saying that? Grape and incest. Yeah, I can understand why people would want those kind of games taken down, and that kind of makes sense. But again, this is where it starts, and then unfortunately, what happens when things start to get worse?
Which is the most
Hold on.
cute thing you could ever have. Collective Shout just yesterday has now also gone after itch.io, and they have removed every single not suitable for work game from their platform. Not just rape and incest games, all games. DMX, all adult frustration and confusion caused by this change.
Itch.io. What is itch.io? Hold on a second. I must look this up now. Give me like 2 seconds. Oh, God. Itch.io. Ad blocker detected. Really? I think I spelled it wrong. Oh, I spelled I spelled it wrong like an idiot.
You're a fucking idiot.
There we go. Oh, it's a game store. Indie game store. Cool. Ooh, Brutal Legends. All right. So that's what it is. And it seems like they're also dealing with this whole being bullied by, what do you call it? They're being bullied by, what do you call it? I can't fucking talk today. They're being bullied by this group called Collective Shout. So, yeah, right. It's probably the latter. If I'm guessing it's probably the latter. But whatever. Again, what do I know? By the way, we still haven't gotten those files. When are we getting that, by the way? I gotta be honest, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. Listen, again, I understand these games, they shouldn't be in the hands of kids, and I agree. That's why the ESRB exists. I believe that's what they're called. That's why they exist. But, at the same time, when it comes to adults, people like myself, who know better, I hate to say that we should have the right to these games, but at the same time, I don't like the idea of a corporation acting as a moral authority. Especially an American corporation like this. Like, come on, man. You guys have no right to sit here and wag your finger at people, alright? Excuse me. Exactly. Yep.
Collective Shout has now already taken that, which hasn't even been like a full week, and it's translated it to wiping all adult content from itch.io, a totally separate platform using the same methodology of having the payment processors threaten to leave them. Censorship is not something that is a good thing. This is not a positive thing. Yoko Taro
Agreed.
also came forward saying, like, this is pretty bad stuff, you know, that other countries can now limit everyone else's free speech. He's right. That's not great. You don't like to see that. And let's go ahead and extend this to its natural conclusion here. As Collective Shout becomes more and more successful at censoring games, other organizations will spring up and do the same for things Collective Shout maybe doesn't want to see censored. Like, who's to say, with this censorship, now that it's proven that it can be done by having the payment processors threaten out of these services, if you could bully them through the payment processors, you win. That's checkmate. Who's to say an organization doesn't pop up that wants to take away all kinds of LGBTQ representation in games? And now that they have a proven formula to follow, they could easily spring up and be probably very successful.
That is a very, very good point, and that's kind of the big reason this is a bad thing. Because, excuse me, it's like Charlie said, what's stopping other companies from doing this? Nothing. Especially right now. Nothing is stopping these companies from doing this, and that's kind of the problem here. Again, I get it. They went after games that are kind of realistically, morally not the best, or kind of low-hanging fruit. But at the same time, again, it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard for me to sit here and defend something like this, because what's stopping another company from doing doing it for games that they don't seem to like. All right, like what's stopping them from doing that?
Another organization come about where they believe that in-rated games just shouldn't exist. Games should be focused purely to appeal to a younger demographic. They shouldn't be deep, thought-provoking games. There should be no violence. There could easily be a very puritanical organization that comes forward with similar pushes for censorship. I don't know how delusional you have to be to think that somehow this is only ever going to be used against bad things. It's not, and it's already extended way more.
I wouldn't say it's delusional. I would say it's extremely naive. Like delusional. like again, I don't disagree with Charlie here. I personally wouldn't have used the word delusional. I would say it's extremely naive to think that these companies are gonna act in the consumer's best interest, especially with what's been happening recently. Like, for example, Ubisoft. Just saying, again, like, what's stopping them?
Beyond what it started with for Collective Shout. They started with a very easy win on a genre of games that most people aren't really going to miss. And they have already extended that to just broad adult content from another platform, itch.io. And as they continue to be more successful, more organizations are going to follow that blueprint, follow those footsteps, and be successful as well, censoring other things that maybe Collective Shout doesn't want to see censored. It's going to just be fucking pandemonium, because it is clear now that these platforms are willing to go belly up, roll over, and suck the fucking schmeat of the payment processing cartel that shackles them. These payment processing patriots, who all of a sudden care so deeply about morality, are able to get these platforms to censor themselves. And
Let's be realistic here. These companies don't care about morality. They don't. They're doing this because of money. I don't have a damn. Yeah, fuck it. It's fine. Realistically, yeah, let's be honest here. Oh boy. Let's be honest. These companies, they're doing this for the money. The only reason Steam is realistically letting this happen is because they don't want to deal with the backlash. Obviously, they don't want to deal with the backlash, and they don't want to lose money. But unfortunately, like I said, it's coming at the expense of everything that's been going on. And that's, in my opinion, kind of sad. But once again, what the hell do I know anyway? I'm just a guy on the internet, and one you should subscribe to. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right. I think that's it for this episode of the Doghouse. If you're on the live, either via Twitch, YouTube, or Kick, please stay tuned for some. Looks like we're gonna be doing some gameplay. I'm gonna be going back to Halo Infinite. If you're watching on the YouTube VOD, thanks for watching as always. Be sure to follow me on all my socials. Stay tuned for the meme of the day, and I will see you next time. Peace.